Sunland Park, New Mexico. It's an area that keeps Border Patrol agents extremely busy, and many of the people that cross here don't want to be caught. Sunland Park is just across the state line from El Paso. The area has difficult terrain, but one thing that also poses a challenge for Border Patrol agents is the railroad tracks that run along the wall. And none of these tracks are tunnels. Drainage tunnels, often used by migrants to hide or evade agents and their heat-seeking cameras. Whenever a train is going over, it can be difficult for Border Patrol agents to pursue migrants. When we were in Sunland Park this night, we came across a group of migrants being detained by Border Patrol. Now, transport vans such as this one are definitely not meant for off-roading at all, and could easily get stuck in a rut or sand in a terrain like this. This van did actually get stuck in some sand, but was able to get out eventually. So from there, we moved on to a different and more desolate spot of Sunland Park. There we found yet another drainage tunnel. This one definitely longer and more cramped, and it went under a mountain where the train went over. Now, Border Patrol agents most likely aren't going to go through this, but migrants will. So I went down there in the cramped tunnel, which is a benefit of being short. And I found the reminiscence of migrants, water bottles, clothing, and more. So I went deeper and deeper and found pretty much more of the same, but it got a little bit tighter. From there, we went up kind of a small mountain up to where the railroad tracks were. Now, we were actually riding with a journalist who knows the area well. He grew up here, and he continues to report on the border. The area he took us to is where he said cartel snipers actually post up on the Mexican side, on top of a mountain, which is probably about 100 to 200 feet above where we were. So obviously, I went outside and recorded.
Like the Border Patrol come back here? Yeah, but very rarely. They'd rather try to catch these people away from snipers up on the court, up on top of the mountain.
So they will, they don't care about taking shots. But just for a couple of people, see, that just seems like...
With us being up here right now, we're probably being watched. You can jump down right here real quick and
see it.
Point your camera down, and if migrants come around this mountain, there's a little pathway right here.
I can see a tunnel right there, like some sort of like
It's been covered up. Quick, you gotta do it quick.
So we got out, and I looked around for a little bit, and then we headed back down to where we were originally. The next day, I went back to the Sunland Park wall area and had a rather interesting encounter with some Mexican children on the other side, and their parents as well, who actually came up, started yelling at us, and asked us for money, while pointing a laser at us. Now, that was a rather interesting twist I did not expect. This went on for a few more minutes, and then I struck up a conversation with a Border Patrol agent who was telling me about how the Mexican police on the other side of the wall actually help out, the smugglers that is. They'll use their spotlights to signal the smugglers when it's clear to cross. And this happens fairly often. We actually saw it take place firsthand. And the Sunland Park area is really interesting and very important. In fact, just about 100 yards down the wall is where the infamous video of the baby being tossed over the wall was. You may have seen that on the news. Sunland Park is an important piece to the border story, so I really wanted to be able to highlight how important it actually is.